Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Former Education Ministry Permanent Secretary, 3 others under MOCA feed investigation. The Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA and Financial Investigations Division FID on Friday morning conducted search and seizure operation at premises in 3 parishes, one of which is linked to former Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry Grace McLean. The investigation stemmed from an Audit General report on the Ministry of Education some time ago, MOCA's Director of Communication Major Basajari told reporters. We see several devices including cell phones and laptops and documents related to that investigation, which will be taken for processing by our cyber and forensic experts, Major Jarrett added. The operations, he said, took place at 9 locations, 5 in the corporate area, 1 in Westmoreland and 3 in St. James. 3 other individuals are under investigation in this operation. Teen arrested in relation to stabbing death of St. Mary man. A 17-year-old boy is in police custody following the fatal stabbing of a man in St. Mary on March 16. The deceased is 56-year-old Leopold Graham, a laborer of Highgate in the parish. The incident reportedly took place about 8 a.m. Head of the St. Mary Police Senior Superintendent Bobbitt Morgan Simpson told reporters that the team and the man had a dispute when a knife was brought into play.
There was an altercation involving a 17-year-old and an older man, and they had some dispute prior to, and apparently escalated this morning, and the 17-year-old ended up stabbing the elder man, and he died. The 17-year-old is in custody at the moment.
Police military conduct operation in search of wanted men. Security forces conducted a major operation in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on March 16 in search of wanted men. Head of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, said the operation started at 5 a.m. and ended shortly after noon. He said the operation was a continuation of the work that has been taking place in the division since the start of the year. He noted that over 50% reduction in murders in the divisions this year in comparison to similar period last year is a reflection of the work being done.
We are doing good in comparison to last year because as we speak, we are experiencing more than 50% reduction in major crime. This is because of that type of momentum that we have kept since the start of the year, and I've attributed also to the partnership we are enjoying with law-abiding citizens. It's a deeper partnership, and we have experienced more strength in the partnership in terms of communication right across both. So we just have to capitalize on this now and ensure that going forward we maintain this type of partnership.
Cabbage shooting death drives fear into colleagues. Taxi operators, some express fear as they carry passengers from Washington Boulevard to other sections of the city, staged a protest Friday against Thursday's murder and suspected robbery of colleague Courtney Clark. The taxi operator, who did not hide that they are scared, asked for a price as they spoke of the danger while transporting passengers. They said close to noon on Thursday, Clark was sitting in his white Toyota Probox motorcar on Washington Boulevard, close to Boulevard Shopping Center, when gunmen shot him before escaping on foot. A small gathering of Clark's colleagues stand near where he was killed, demanding that gunmen and thieves stop targeting them. According to Hector Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services Stance, another taxi operator had also been killed Thursday night on Moonwood Road in Kingston. Newman said it is time now for public passenger operators to embrace a cashless system to limit the likelihood of them being robbed. The gunmen are going after cash. Taxi operators keep $10,000, $15,000 or $20,000 in their pocket, and between their fingers, and the gunmen knew this. We need a cashless system. Since 2008, we have been discussing a cashless system, Newman said. He added, the sector has been turning a blind eye to it, and it is hitting home more forcefully now. We have to go and look at that and see how best we can work on something. Since the start of the year, we have lost 10 operators. We lost 57 last year, and if we continue on the same trend, we are going to get over 100 operators by the end of the year. It is not easy to investigate the causes of some of these deaths. If the person was robbed, we consider it robbery. In most of these cases, the operators are emptied on their cash and their vehicles were taken away. A stakeholder in the public passenger vehicle industry who requested not to be named, claim they may be very well by the possibility that some operators are involved in illicit activities. Some taximen are not as clean as you would anticipate. Some of them are one-day driver and they are involved in activities otherwise, the source said.
Go on now.
Alright.
Just tell me name I want if you want to.
Yeah, Leonard Matic. One Matic. Zin? From the Route 32 Duane Park Division taxi operator. See? Well, every year we get scared and scared because we come like I just randomly, one of we just about dead. Innocently for nothing at all. And this youth here, nobody now have nobody to say about him. And we used to like I rob them, I try rob him, see the vehicle and money, we don't know. He never in the car, so we don't know if he put up resistance. Them shoot him and run off. So we just there and mourn. You understand? We not even work back here so they can end up there. I'm done scared already, I'm extra scared now. You understand? So we out here, we are working in fear for transport the hard-working citizens of Jamaica to work, school and etc. And well, lack of knowledge. If you go fire gun to kill your own black brother, you must lack your lack of knowledge. You destroy yourself. You understand? So these men will lack of knowledge. You don't forget, wise up here now. Things and time are change. Everybody are trying to keep focus. You understand? And I see the changes in the people. So please, don't make you so fearful. They transport you from point A to point B throughout the day and the night. That is my right.
4 in custody for robberies in Portland. The Portland police have charged 4 men for multiple robberies that took place within the parish on Sunday, March 5th and Friday, March 10. Charged with robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of firearm, using a firearm to commit a felony, assault at common law, and receiving stolen property are Jermaine Phillips, 28, otherwise called Bean, a carpenter of Old Harbour Road in St. Catherine; Shamar Thousand, 37, otherwise called DG, a mason of Old Harbour Road, St. Catherine; Joel Reed, 31, a construction worker of Snow Hill District, Portland; and Alric Jones, otherwise called Jojo, construction worker of Maypen, Clarendon. Reports are that about 10 p.m. on Sunday, March 5th, Phillips and Thousand entered the barn and pointed a firearm at a woman. They allegedly proceeded to rob her of $509,000 before making their escape. Following the incident on Monday, March 10, about 11:05 p.m., 2 masked men armed with handguns exited a white Toyota Probox motor vehicle and ordered a female bartender who was closing up to go inside the bar. The men reportedly robbed her of a Samsung cell phone, assorted liquor, cigarette and an undetermined sum of cash. While an unarmed man robbed a bystander of his cellular phone, the men then exited the bar and escaped. The white Toyota Probox, with 3 men aboard, was subsequently intercepted along the Canewood Main Road in Portland. One of the stolen cell phones was reportedly found in the men's possession. The suspects were consequently taken into custody. A series of police operations ensued, which resulted in a quantity of liquor being recovered, the seizure of one 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 2 cartridges, and the arrest and charge of an additional man. The 4 men were charged on Thursday, March 16, following identification parades. Their court date is to be finalized. Meteorological Service says Jamaica's drought is not yet over. Despite the bouts of rainfall being experienced across the island, Jamaica is still facing a drought. This according to the head of the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, Evan Thompson. Jamaica has been facing a meteorological drought since last year, with a further drop in rainfall levels in January and February this year. Over the past 2 days, the country has seen bouts of rainfall across most parishes. However, Mr. Thompson explains that the country will see a sustained period of rainfall before the drought can be declared over. However, he says some parishes may start to recover from the drought. He adds that the recent rainfall has mostly been eventually distributed across the island.
What is required to get us out of this is to have consecutive periods of rainfall that will take us out of that doldrum into an area where we start to receive enough to make up the shortfall and then to achieve some surplus on the rainfall. It will not come in just one rainfall episode. At least it's not likely, unless it is heavy rainfall that is consistent and continuing for a period of time. And this is not what we've been seeing. We've been getting some rainfall, mostly light rainfall here and there over certain parishes. So it is bringing some relief to many of our areas that have been very dry, but it is not expected in this one episode to really reverse the trend of drought significantly. It may mean that those parishes that were maybe experiencing a moderate or a normal drought may slip out of drought conditions for a period. But unless this continues to happen with the rainfall in March, which is not very usual because March is really the driest month traditionally, but if this continues, then we could see parishes starting to recover from drought, but it's not likely to occur right away.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and